Hey, it's Joanna, and today we're talking about the myth that inspired action is supposed to feel good. So by the end of this video, you'll see why when you focus on just feeling good, when you take your inspired action, you'll actually be sabotaging your efforts to achieve your goals, to move forward, and you might find that you just stay in place. So there's this myth in the law of attraction community that the right step for you, when the step that you want to take, the action that you want to take is the right thing for you, it'll feel good. And I started out really believing this, and through experience, I've realized that that's not true. And I'll tell you why in a minute. But first, let me just say that I'm not opposed to you feeling good, and I'm not opposed to me feeling good. And in fact, you'll hear me talking about feeling good a lot because I think it's a really, really important thing to allow yourself to feel good. I think we've glorified struggle and hardship, and we've made them the norm, especially when it comes to achieving goals. And so feeling good is actually a really important part of my Soul Smart approach to life and to business. So feeling good is good. That's a good thing. And it's something that you should definitely allow yourself to do more of. But I think we get into trouble when we focus our inspired action around this filter of feeling good, and that's when we tend to sabotage our efforts, and we get into this space where we think we're doing the right things, and we're doing lots of things, but we're not getting the results that we want to get, and we end up kind of wondering why we're taking all this action, we're doing all this stuff, and it's not bringing us to where we want to be. So inspired action is exactly that. It's the action that will take you from where you are now to where you want to be. It's the action that will help you bridge that gap. And the reason we call it inspired action is that it's soul inspired. So your soul, your higher self, is the part of you that knows not only your potential, so what your possibilities are for this lifetime, what you have access to, but also how to get there. So your soul sees the path. Your soul knows the path, and in fact, your soul is kind of constantly nudging you towards the path, and you might be a little bit resistant. And the reason you might be a little bit resistant is that inspired actions, the action that will actually create that change in your life, the action that will actually bring you from this reality to be able to experience a different kind of reality, is uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. And it's not meant to feel good, because what feels nice and easy and good is your comfort zone. And you don't want your comfort zone. You want to move beyond your comfort zone. You want something else to what you currently have. And so you'll have to do something different to get to what you want, right? To be able to experience what you want. And that can't feel good. Just kind of, when you just look at the definitions of things, it can't possibly feel good. It'll feel uncomfortable because you'll have to leave your current reality, your current comfort zone, to kind of go towards something else, to go towards that thing that you want. And the image that I have is a frog hopping from lily pad to lily pad, and the jump is scary and uncomfortable. Maybe not for the frog, but maybe for you it would be. But then once you land, it's good, and that you can make that your home or your base, and that'll feel comfortable. And then you jump again, and that feels uncomfortable. So the jump has to feel uncomfortable, right? Because it's kind of doing something different to what you currently have. And I'll just give you a quick example of how this has played out for me. When I started thinking about this, I was actually running a challenge where I was doing a live stream every day. And this was really, really difficult for me. I had to really psych myself up every time I was doing one of these live streams. And I realized that although that action felt right, it didn't feel good. It did not feel good at all. In that moment, the only thing that felt good to me was the possibility of watching Netflix. So curling up on the couch with a glass of wine and a snack and watching Netflix. And yet, this was the action that was going to bring me to where I wanted to be, to experience more success, to share my gifts with the world, to be more visible to people, all that kind of thing. And I realized then that we're doing ourselves a disservice by, when we think that inspired action is meant to feel good, because when you do that, you'll basically never take the action that you need to take in order to make those changes in your life. So I invite you to, instead of asking about whether something feels good, I invite you to ask whether it's aligned with where you want to go. And that should be your filter. So it's okay that it feels scary. It's okay that it feels uncomfortable. It still has to feel right. And I'll discuss that concept in a different video. But let go of this feeling nice and easy stuff. It's okay that you'll feel uncomfortable. Just make sure that the actions you're taking are aligned with where you want to go and not keeping you in your comfort zone. That's it from me for today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.